Hey guys, Eminem Gaming here, and today I'm back with another video. Today I want to do my Tomb Raider review. I recently just beat this on the Xbox One, um, and obviously it will be coming to the PlayStation 4 next year, and in around about March, April, sorry, be coming to the PC. So yeah, I'll be talking about that and let you guys know my thoughts on it. What I want to do is sort of, is it worth buying day one, full price? Should you wait for a discount, rent it, or just leave it altogether? That's what I'm going to tell you guys, as well as, a score rating out of 10, what I think it is. So yeah, let's get into this, guys. There is definitely a lot of positives, and whenever there's a lot of positives, I want to get the negatives out of the way, guys. So let's do that. There's only real three problems that I had with the game. This is quite a long game. I spent about 15, 16 hours on it, and you know, so to have three problems is not bad at all. But they were glaring problems. I wasn't looking for them. They just kind of found me. Um, so first of all, the frame rate does drop a lot in the game, um, and it does, affect. Sometimes it was really bad, jumping all over the place. Um, that is very off-putting when you're playing. I'm not really, too up to date. Like 30 FPS, 60 FPS. If someone tells me it's 60, I'll just okay. But the drops were so bad that I noticed it, and yeah, that is definitely a problem, guys. When you notice the drops, it can affect your gameplay. Sometimes it can make you feel a bit ill, because it messes with your eyes and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it wasn't great in terms of frame rate, but definitely some sections were worse than others in that sense. Next was sort of the controls, the gameplay, sort of. I'm just trying to. They weren't, the most fluid controls, especially with the jumping, and sometimes. So sometimes I would be on a ledge. I have to jump to another ledge. I would jump to that other ledge and kind of just slide off. I don't know if anyone else had that problem. It would happen to me. Um, yeah, and the shooting wasn't, that great in my opinion. Just some of the gameplay controls were a bit, not the greatest. Not the worst by any stretch of the imagination, but not the greatest in my opinion. And the final thing was, now this ain't gonna annoy a lot of people, but it annoyed me, and I'm doing the review. So, um, some of the sections in that game, okay, not the story, but some of the sections, the action set pieces, and some of the battles are basically copy and paste from Uncharted, and some other mechanics are copy and paste from The Last of Us. Even some of the characters, their personalities, the way they sound, the way they look, are from Uncharted and The Last of Us. Now, some people may not see that as a problem. Like I said, Last of Us is my favourite game of all time. Uncharted is definitely in my top 5 of all time. So really, you think I should love that? I didn't, because Tomb Raider is its own separate entity, and this was never, when I played the reboot, this was never a thing. Basically copying and pasting of The Last of Us and Uncharted. But, I could be wrong, but that was just me. And I'll give some examples. There's a train section. Now, obviously, there's a famous train section when you're running, and the camera pans to the side. You're running with the camera facing you, and there's an aeroplane shooting you. Um, yeah, that's basically copy and paste of the big train scene in Uncharted. Um, Also, right at the end, I don't want to have too many spoilers in this, guys, because I know this game in particular is a lot of its fan base will be on the PlayStation 4, and I don't want to spoil it for them. The PC as well, they're gonna have a big fan base, so I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But at the end, there is a boss fight. Spoilers, again, spoilers, guys. If you don't want to be spoiled, skip about a minute, But with a plane, and basically you got to shoot down this plane, right? I'm not going to say how you do it or any that sort of stuff, but you got to shoot down this plane, get this plane down. The way it goes down is so similar to, in the demo, the Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection demo, if you played that on the PS4, that little section you have, and in that section where you have sort of, you got to shoot like grenades at this plane, and then the way it spins, that is very similar to Uncharted. The last boss, and I'm not going to say again who it is, but he fights carbon copy, carbon copy of Lazarevich in Uncharted 2. Also in Uncharted 2, when you are with the, I forgot his name, your sort of buddy who shows you down through the ice caves, yeah? Right at the end of that, when you're going up the platform, one of those big Yeti things grabs you. Pretty much the same thing happens here. And although to a lot of people, maybe people who've never played Uncharted, or not massive fans of Uncharted, it wouldn't mean anything to them. It wouldn't mean like anything. They're some of my favourite games, so but it wasn't like I was looking for this, thinking, oh, Tomb Raider's a copy. No, it was blatantly in front of me, some of the glaring copy and paste moments. But yeah, that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think. But let's get into the positives, because there's a hell of a lot of them in this game. The story is really good. I mean, really good. So if you didn't know, the Tomb Raider series from the reboot that was on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, was brought to that, but was actually originally on the 360, PS3. That was sort of the middle story, as it were. The middle story. We're now in sort of what's it called? A prequel, like kind of before the first one we got, before the first remake that we got. That's kind of where we are now, with Rise of the Tomb Raider. And it definitely is a lot more emotional, definitely a lot more gritty and interesting, in my opinion, than the other one. It definitely shows, a lot more of her family, and how she became this, why she's so obsessed with it. And that's awesome. That is awesome, guys. So the story's really good. The visuals are stunning. Like this, I haven't got too many Xbox One games, but from what I've heard and I've seen, Rise Son of Rome, is a very good looking game. Sunset Overdrive is very good looking. I'm actually getting that soon. But yeah, visually stunning. It's probably the most visually stunning game on the Xbox One. I don't think I'm too over the top saying that. I think definitely stands out, as it were. Definitely stands out amongst the crowd, which is definitely impressive, from Tomb Raider. The different sections that they do, the snow sections, the desert sections in Syria, and then you got other more not snowy but kind of like more grassy and colourful sort of in places. Awesome, awesome set pieces, and they do look stunning. This is definitely, it feels like that big sort of set piece action game. It there was a lot of tombs in the reboot. I feel like there's the same amount of tombs, like optional tombs to explore, but they're a lot more interesting. Um, a lot of them in the reboot were kind of, shut this to open this, and it was more about balancing things. In this, it's more like you've got to climb and jump and um, shoot this and open this. It was a lot more, I feel anyway, a lot more action packed from the tombs I've done. I think I've done about 5 or 6. Um, and that's definitely cool. You can have sort of side missions within the game. Uh, so when you get to a new area, there'll be different people um, who will give you objectives to do, and what if you do them, you get more XP. Um, but yeah, guys, I want to talk about this because it's a big thing in the game. Well, it's not a big thing, but let me explain. The microtransactions. There was articles and upon articles saying how there's 300 plus microtransactions. Um, you know, people jumped on that. There's 300 pay to win and all that sort of stuff. It really isn't that bad, and I'm going to be honest. I personally don't care about microtransactions. I know some people can't stand them, but I couldn't care less really. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think if you want to support the game industry through that, that's perfectly fine. Um, but I think a lot of people were worried about it, so let me explain. Basically, you buy these cards. Um, I should have actually done it. I don't know what the cards do. Well, they say on the card what they do. I don't even know how to use them. So it's not like glaring, like in your face, obvious. But you get these cards by opening packs. You can earn them in game by just doing tasks, doing challenges, doing tombs, killing people in a certain way, doing all that sort of stuff. So it's not really a big thing, but if you just want all of the packs, you can actually buy them with real money, which is up to you. Like I said, guys, it doesn't bother me, but I know some people are really against the microtransactions. So um, yeah, but they're not needed. Do you know what I mean? You don't need these cards to progress. You don't need these cards really for anything. Oh, sorry guys, sneeze. Oh god. Basically, how you even access these cards is you have to quit out of the game to go into a section in the marketplace to purchase these cards. So uh, it's not easy to just get these cards. So um, yeah, like I said, guys, if you were worried about the microtransactions, thinking is it going to be pay to win? Is it just lazy? I think they've done a real good job on these microtransactions, in my opinion. The fact is, you can earn it all in game, um, but obviously we know that not a lot of people don't want to work for anything. So um, yeah, so that's my opinion on that. Um, I like the way they're taking Tomb Raider, the series. They left it on a cliffhanger again. I can't tell you. Um, well, I can, but I won't tell you how it happened. But I like the way they left it and built it up for the last one, the last Tomb Raider um, game. Um, I do. I will just say, guys. Obviously, you'll see I've got Uncharted gameplay in the background with recorded on the PlayStation 4 with using the SHAREfactory. It is one thing that annoys me very much about the Xbox One. Obviously, I'm a PlayStation guy, but some of the stuff on the Xbox One's really cool. But I will just say, the record feature is awful. Like, well, it's not awful, but compared to the SHAREfactory and the ease of the PlayStation 4, yeah, it's really bad. basically, if you didn't know, on your PS4, you just click a button twice on your control for 15 minutes. On the Xbox, you have to snap things, and you gotta jump in between the two, and even then, you only get 5 minutes of recording. I like to do half-an-hour videos. I have to split mine up already into 2 sections, so I just can't imagine me doing any sort of gameplay video recording from the Xbox One, because it is pretty bad compared to the PlayStation 4 at least. So yeah, that's the reason why you haven't got any Tomb Raider footage here. But believe me guys, it is like a stunning game. So I just want to briefly, give my verdict, my final verdict. Is it worth, the $60 or whatever that, you've got to pay day one for the game? I know this is a bit late because you can probably get it cheaper now. But for me, 100% yes. If, when it comes to the PS4, if, you're waiting for that, definitely get it on that because day one, because it is genuinely such a good game. The visuals, like I say, are stunning. The story's really good. The tombs, there's a lot more tombs to raid, but they're a lot more interesting in my opinion. And yeah, I just definitely think day one purchase. I'm gonna give it probably an 8.5 out of 10 because of the Uncharted thing knocked off half a point, the gameplay controls knocked off half a point, and the frame rate definitely knocked off half a point for me personally. But yeah, guys, that's my opinion. 8.5 out of 10. And I will be honest with you guys, this probably gets in my top 5 game of the year without a doubt. Probably in the top 3 game of the year. It doesn't beat Bloodborne. Like I said, Bloodborne was a masterpiece. It was a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. There was definitely a lot more problems with this game. But I think, just in general, I think fantastic game and definitely one of the best games this year. So if you can get your hands on it, if you own an Xbox, if you sort of have a friend who has an Xbox, or even if you've got to wait until the PS4 version and you get all the DLC and all that good stuff, definitely play this. Really good game, and you can understand now why Microsoft did pay that big money for this game to, be timed exclusive, because I think you can definitely see in some instances where I think they've definitely tried to combat, because they got it, the timed exclusivity, to combat Uncharted 4, because it was meant to be releasing this year. Obviously, they scrapped 9 months worth of work, and they had to start again. So obviously they pushed it into 2016, which is March 18th. I've definitely got that written on my calendar. It's certainly a fantastic game. I don't believe it's an Uncharted any sort of day of the week, but you can definitely see why they had this game to combat Uncharted. But yeah, guys, I'm going to leave this video here. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded too many videos, and the videos I've been uploading, the last couple, I haven't sounded too healthy. I haven't been too well, but thanks for all the support, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Goodbye.
Okay. Right to go, I'll do it. party!
Let's do this.
Oi! Backup needed!
Sure.
Going out! Never met a gunfight I didn't like. Okay! Going out! It's anyone's game, people! On it goes now! What is my business? Business is good. Set! Put up a good fight, but it wasn't good enough. All we can do is learn from it.